Wednesday afternoon ASL is here, ladies and gentlemen, and a bit of a later stream, a later broadcast here today, but that's because we're covering the Premier Division. If you want to know what happened in the Open that we usually do beforehand, you can go check it out on schools.acgl.gg/ASL. But we are covering Fortnite Premier Division, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, AR, once again. And I'm so excited to get into this because last week, what a week it was. It was the showcase of the Immortals. I want to take you back to last week's scoreboard. Week number 3, Edgemead still on top. 20 eliminations, a victory royale, and 153 points. Not as much as we've seen them get in week number 2. But remember, we saw Dragon solo win for that victory royale that they've gained. Right behind them, who scored Dynamica, 126 points. ZWK also, they're 80 points. Delta Park, 78. So close are these teams in that leaderboard that when we get on to the next week, being here today, week number 4, it means that the action is going to be absolutely non-stop. Unfortunately, Alt not here for this week to go ahead and cast these great moments like we saw last week with Dragon solo clutching up. But still, we will have this broadcast for all of you. Once again, Open Division has been completed. If you want to see the scores of that, go to schools.acgl.gg/ASL to check it all out. In fact, it's been completely revamped. So now you will even see the top 5 schools for both Premier and Open on a leaderboard. And if you want to see more, you go ahead and click into it to check all the standings. It's beautifully done. Shout out ACGL for always making things as clean and efficient as it needs to be. Go check it out on the site, definitely. But we are queuing into game number 1 of 2. That's like 2 games of Premier Division Fortnite here, ladies and gentlemen. And about 16 teams or so loading into that battle bus. We still have Edgemead loading in, RHB, St. Joseph, CBK, all looking to go ahead and be this week's leader, this week's top spot. Hell, I might even say this week's mountain to climb. The scores are absolutely insane. I recommend you go ahead and check it out because we're into the 500 points right now for first place, 538 being Edgemead. Dynamica in that close second, 365 points overall so far. St. Joseph's in third with 268, HHS with 250, and then Trio Fortnite A with 247. So the points climbing so high right now, and with all of this leading up to a LAN later this year, AGC, something that we've seen a couple times now, where we've got to witness all of these players go forth, not just challenge other schools live in front of everyone, challenge pros as well, and come out on top is the most impressive thing. AGC, of course, happening again this year, so we'll see who will be making their way, punching their ticket to take the crown once again. But 16 teams in that battle bus, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, 43 players, and we have the numbers up this time around, so it makes it a bit easier for your guys' viewing experience, a bit more pleasant for your guys' viewing experience as well, as we hop out of that battle bus. Beautiful island one more time, and once again, the drops looking very similar as it has to the previous weeks. Plenty of teams going to the home of happiness and bloodshed, Wonky Land. I mean, people love this POI so much. We are going to see a couple teams head over towards Painted Palms as per usual. Squibbly Shores, a couple teams landing there as well. But we look at the names landing up here in Wonky Land. Volix and squad, Feda and squad, Suave and squad, all dropping here for the early action, for the early battles, for that early KP. Because it's not just about placement, ladies and gentlemen. Kills and placement lead into that leaderboard. And off the bat over there, picking up an OG Chapter 1 pistol in the green variant is going to be phenomenal for that output of damage. We're going to take some time to go ahead and loot up, get some materials maybe. As we move in here with Mac right now, look at that loadout already. Golden Thunderburst to go ahead and make some plays with Ty Boss, getting a confirm very early on in that kill feed. The first elimination going towards Ty for that KP. Volix, unfortunately, dropping like it's hot. Not Nitro providing that heat. Looking to go ahead and get some more. Evan taken down as well right now. We may even see that Thirst come through. Volix gets confirmed. Evan gets confirmed at the end over there. And I mean, right now, 3 KP for our team. Ty Boss, Nitro, Fera, doing phenomenally in the early game. They have all 3 eliminations that have just gone through in that kill feed. And Ty looking to get some more. Spots out where Scar is moving. Overdrive grenade pop. Has the Chaos reload in hand. Unfortunately, a bit too far away to have an effective shot. Hits the reload really quickly. Burns through the shot. Remember, a single slug in the shotgun. It's a 50 over there. And Fera looking to go ahead and clean it up. Scar taken out, ladies and gentlemen, as our first team wipe comes through. Very, very early on as well. Nitro now getting pushed up, still over in Wonky Land right now. I'm gonna play the height. Balls up really quickly against Zero Chill over here. Cohen's getting put down. Walls as well. Hillcrest don't want to go down without a fight. Nitro unfortunately does go down at the end over there. Leaves us now as a duo. And Hillcrest, we'll see if they actually go ahead and push in with this one. They may just try to play this out for the reboot card. Zero Chill and Mac close by. They looking to go ahead and get Volix back in. Of course, this is Dynamica. That came in second last week. And you can see them clearing out position. Making some noise. Trying to find out into the bush. Vader, though, ready for it. Overdrive shotgun. Ups down now after that big shot of damage. Through another bush right now. Not as clean on that slide as they wanted. Takes a little bit more chip damage. But Ty, long gone. Looking to go ahead, get that reset as well. You can see moved all the way west right now. But there's another team on top of that mountain that you gotta be wary of. Suave and company. All the way up top. Looking to maybe say hi to all of this action. Drop in and change the game. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to be taken out early on over here in St. Joseph's. They know that. They landed on the outskirts of Wonky Land over here. And now sitting by the zipline. And look at the loadout that Suave has. Nemesis for that long-range Thunderburst up close. And of course, that shotgun that we're seeing more and more recently. The Chaos Reloader. We didn't get to see a lot of it in week number 1. In fact, people were still favoring that Iron Pump over anything. The Akimbos as well over it. But now players loving that one-shot capability and that huge chunk of damage that can be put in that output. And a few sprays with a Thunderburst. A couple of clicks on the trigger with a pistol to go ahead, get the elimination. That seems to be the meta right now. Another thing that's a meta is what we see in PookieBot's inventory. The Skyline Deployer, ladies and gentlemen. The redeploy is so phenomenal for rotation, especially if you're in a situation like this right now. A duo as Extent, unfortunately, no longer within this game and maybe even lagging out over here, which leaves Turs perhaps alone. And Turs is looking amazing on this inventory. Has the mobility in the form of the overdrives. Has 2 chug chugs, ladies and gentlemen. Only problem being now that CBK is so close by. So we'll see how this actually plays out here in Ripped Tides. And of course, this has a higher chance of better loot. Hence, Turs' inventory with that gold Thunderburst. Those 2 chug jugs. Is Storm number 2 now finally closing in. It seems like we've been here for ages so far, but it's only the 2nd Storm, ladies and gentlemen. As Tyboss, unfortunately, going down over there. We don't look at that. No, broadcast. We don't look at the full damage. It's okay. Avert your eyes back down. There we go. 37 players, 15 teams. And CBK playing this very smart over here. You can see that they also are a duo in this situation. As they wait for their third to get a bit closer before they decide to push in. Third is pushing up right now. You can see on that minimap. Inky spots out Turs over there. A couple of shots with that purple Nemesis is going to go ahead and hit PookieBot. Target prioritization going over to Uzumaki. Uzumaki now needing to heal up, but luckily enough, Engi is here to go ahead and take some of those shots. Blake moving all the way on height, built up to the roof. Caught out by Turs now, though. The bullets come through, drops down off of height. Stay alive, Turs, a big 87 over there, and finally knocked down by Engi. Drops into the building. The shotguns popping off. Pookie, unfortunately, having to do everything to survive in this situation. But a shotgun to the face doesn't give much for survival. As CBK getting that 2 KP on the board instantly, as they look to crown themselves the winner of game number 1 early on. Naito taking some damage over there as well. You can see healing up. You can see the amount of kills as well, still fairly low, but it's our usual suspects with those kills on board right now. TBK, St. Joseph's, once again, pushing through, getting those early eliminations. Hillcrest as well on the board. And we've lost 2 teams, 9 players so far in this first couple of storms. Connie and Divine close by over here as well as they slide down the mountain looking to rotate in. Zone has shifted, 7 seconds left. Typo, Aska, and Trots. They've each got 1 KP apiece right now, as they look to play out towards that end game. And we say end game, ladies and gentlemen, we mean end game. We talk like we're talking about zone number 10, 11, where we have those 10 teams left, 9 teams still battling out in the final circles. Happy Hippo and Enzyme, unfortunately, a duo again this week. We're doing good on the loot right now. Zoxy, Trissy, and Lucian find themselves in engagement near the lighthouse. Lucian goes down. Look at the inventory that Zoxy has right now, so looking to go ahead chow it, but oh no, the ramp gets destroyed as the overdrive gets popped. Trissy editing all the way up right now. Pistol to break that wall, none of those connecting over on Mac. Unfortunately though, balls up on the lower ground right now. Zoxy trying to push in on the high, shotgun out, breaks the wall, takes the box, but the cone edit coming through from Zero Chill to go ahead and save his life a little bit longer. Zero Chill drop down right next to Zoxy now again. Dealer's coming through from Zoxy. Pistol shots to take the wall again. Does not find the angle. Instead, opts to go around right now. A little bit lost on where Zero Chill has gone. Trissy holding up slowly as well on the other side. Mac getting spotted out above Trissy right now. Zoxy taking a couple shots over there, but none of them connecting. Zoxy dropping all the way down right now on Mac. Looking to go ahead and focus this target prioritization. Zero Chill dropping down as well right now. Shotgun shot does not hit. Trissy does get knocked. It's Zoxy left alone in a 1v3. Nas is forced now to go ahead and back up with those overdrive grenades. But so many shots coming through. It takes down to 67 health. And the escape being attempted. In that kill feed, I did see Edgemead get an elimination. Happy Hippo finally going ahead and ending this entire debacle of battles going on. AWAC with an elimination on President Pravan. Cookie Monster. Oh my god. All the way down low right now. We will see how this happens. Happy Hippo, the last alive. So we'll see exactly how this plays through on the complete opposite side of the map, though. You see the demon squad coming through. Edgemead hearing everything that's happening over here. You can see them pushing down south slowly on that minimap, but we're in with Divine, Connie, and Kyle. Close to Typo and company right now. Happy Hippo finally finding our Cookie Monster over there as well. In that engagement takes us down to 29 players, 11 teams left. Hi Boss and company find themselves in another engagement north of Squibbly Shores. And I mean, of course, they were going to find some fights over here. So many people landed on this northwestern side of the map. As they now slide back, use the hill to their advantage. Natural cover of these trees as well. And they back up just a little bit from this. Meanwhile, still on the edge of zone. Everyone's still here. Enzyme back up to full health right now. As our duo finds themselves with 4 KP. as they now just play passive in the zone. They wait for anyone to push them, and there is someone right above them as well, or at least close by. Mac and Zayat over here still. I mean, two separates. Looking to go ahead and survive out in the storm over here. And Zayat just chilling in the building, waiting for all of these shots to go through. Mac getting a little low on shields right now. You can see the push coming from Happy Hippo. Stealing all the big pots that may be left behind, and Mac now forced out into this 1-by-1. Wall getting taken. Sprays through right now is Enzyme. Unfortunately, no more ammo left. Go ahead and spray even further. And they even have a chug jug. Our aggressors have the chug jug as well. Enzyme can go ahead and heal up with that. But using the med kit right now to go ahead and heal up. Kind of deep in the storm right now, but still early enough to go ahead and actually make this play. Zayat still has a teammate in here. Flix is still healthy somewhere, so... Oh my god, Flix is just watching this from the safety of the zone. Like, you got it, bro. You got it over there, right? You're good? Just walk over to me. And in fact, that's what Zayat's doing right now. Walking over towards the safety of the zone. In fact, everyone doing that right now. Whatever mobility they have coming through. Mac, though, close and personal to Enzyme. Enzyme low as well. Mac gonna use this bandage. Last bandage in the inventory to go ahead. Take it back to 28 HP. In this 2-tick zone, now up to a 5. Eventually. Finally. Taken out by Flix nonetheless. Just chilling inside the zone. Or chilling inside the safe zone, I should say. Watching that, gets the shot landed, and gets the elimination. Connie takes down Dragon. That's a massive elimination for them over on that side of the map. Meanwhile, over here, Aska, Typo, and Trots, they find themselves engaged against St. Joseph's. Typo taken down right now. Aska as well, and St. Joseph's overwhelming their opposition over here in the storm. Mika taken down as well by Kyle. Does that leave a one-man army for Edgemead once again? Second week in a row? I don't even see them on the map. I think that's a full wipe for Edgemead, if I'm not mistaken. It is a full wipe for Edgemead, I believe, thanks to Kyle and company, as they take down the leaderboard leaders. And they have 3 KP. They surely took down the entirety of Edgemead in that situation. Now move over to Humble Hills with our 8 teams, 18 players, Storm number 6, and even has the mending machines over here to go ahead and top up on shields, top up on HP, and even get shotgun ammo if they really need to from the other vending machine. This is incredible as the zone moving north right now of the hillside. Care package in the safety of this next zone as well. Hippo gonna go ahead, heal up with a whole box of pizza. Amen, brother. I feel you on that one. Suave Company looking to go ahead, build up to height a little bit early over here. Sergeant Knox spotted out in the distance. Couple of shots from the Nemesis. One of them connecting only, unfortunately, so not gonna go ahead and be a game-changing shot over on Sergeant Knox. Up close, though, Santa Striker, Mr. Fishy, close by. Kyle as well, close by. Suede Suave Chicks, still fighting down on everyone. Looking for anyone to walk into that crosshair placement. Meanwhile, TRC taking a couple shots with that pistol. On the height right now, Santa Striker as well with the Scar. Nice to see the Scar in play over here, ladies and gentlemen. As now the drop down from Mr. Fisher comes, moving in a bit closer to the team. Wants to go ahead and, you know, stay close to each other. You can see the cone spotting going through right now, ladies and gentlemen. Santa Striker with a couple more shots on Fair, Nitro, and Ty. None of them connecting, though, but we do lose a team within the 17 players. Still left within this, and oh my god, the zone is cruel as ever. Moving back down towards Humble Hills, ladies and gentlemen. CBK find themselves surrounded. I mean, look at that mini-map right now. So many teams. All moving to the southern side as quickly as possible so that they have the advantage on rotation. least on the eastern side, it does seem to be happening, but no more time left. The zone's starting to shrink in. On a height, Suede and company still fighting down. Flick's going to be the first one to move with those gauntlets in hand, moving into Divine. Connie and Kyle uses the walls of Divine right now to build those ramps up as well. Finds himself in that box. Gauntlets once again being used over here. But now you find yourself in that sticky situation. You have Connie and the rest of squad pushing alongside you. You have TRC and Sano and Trix and company fighting down at you. Meanwhile, Suave them actually now focus over on TRC and company. Trix can go ahead and heal up with the Chug Jug Fader. Gets knocked down over there, unfortunately. On that rotate in. Splash is being used as well. HP's low all around. As Sano and company try to go ahead and move. Play this building. Shockwave's back in with that overdrive. Happy Hippo goes down. Fader confirmed over there. TRC pistol in hand with the ultimate high ground right now. Builds the cones. Looking to keep this height for as long as possible. Maybe even get the rest of his team up here. In fact, Sano is right here. Splits ammo for this next push. And look where that zone goes. All the way to the other side of Humble Hills right now, ladies and gentlemen. Eastern side is where we're going to be. And every player having to leave the west side of town right now. Because we are out of time. That storm is moving ever so quickly like it is the Western Cape. 6 teams left, 15 players. All moving ever so quickly right now in this 10-tick storm. You can see Chug Jugs being popped by Uzumaki. Shots coming in to go ahead and stop that. 2 HP. Barely makes it in, but knocked nonetheless by Not Nitro. Suave taking down Not Nitro, though, as Engi shock waving up with that overdrive grenades. Gauntlets in hand as well now, moving through Blake. Making his way in. 99 builds. 99 problems as well in this final few zones. Only storm number 8, ladies and gentlemen. And these teams still playing it out ever so slowly. 6 teams, 13 players. As Suave gets a knock over there. Mr. Fishy, unfortunately, or actually Mr. Fishy takes down Ty Boss, unfortunately, to the storm over there. And you can't be caught out in the storm right now. It's a 10-tick. You do not want to let that storm touch you whatsoever. As we find ourselves in our top 5, 12 players. Suave still quite healthy over here on HP, but nothing to go ahead and top up if need be. Flicks unfortunately falling down to Blake over there. TBK get themselves another elimination, taking us down to top 4. 11 players left. I mean, look at the pushes that have to come through. Roofs being played out right now. Sano up close to Blake over there, looking to maybe go ahead and get that battle. Blake now moving in, panicking into these 1-by-1s. Engi gets dropped over there by TRC. Mr. Fishy on the height right now. Connie is spotting TRC up top. Shotgun shot connects, but not enough to go ahead and make a push off of it. Top 10 players left. Suave gets 1, but taking us down to our top 3 teams. Dano Striker falling down. Blake falling as well. TRC now knocked, falling off the roof. Mr. Fishy, 29 HP and 65 shield currently. Gonna go ahead, maybe get the res off, the risky res, but getting held out now by Connie. It's not gonna go well to go ahead and get a res. It's 6 force, taking us down to our top 2. Connie, Kyle, and Divine looking to go ahead and end this out against TRC. Shooting up right now. Actually, Suede and Suave that's on the height, not TRC. They have the ultimate height. We've seen time and time again how the height plays to the advantage, ladies and gentlemen. But this time it may not be, as it's a 3v2 situation. Now forced to drop down just a little bit. Down to wood left. That's not going to be good for that height advantage, ladies and gentlemen. But dropping down. Shotgun shots left, right, and center. As Suave now playing the hill still. Connie and Kyle's extremely low. Divine, the only one with any sort of HP, and finishes it out strong. 6 KP, not the most that we've seen, but a beautiful victory royale to close out game number 1. Extremely strong start for this team. Divine and company. Divine, Connie, Kyle. Not only do they get that first victory royale, they make their stand against the former winners over the past couple weeks. Take them out and get that victory royale. 6 KP as well, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get that leaderboard sorted out for you guys during this intermission. But we're also going to get game number 2 set up for all of you guys as well. So don't touch that dial. We have one more game of Fortnite for this Wednesday afternoon. Don't go anywhere.
We gotta stay awake.
Cold weather outside, ladies and gentlemen, but things are heating up here for ASL. Game number 1, absolutely insane so far here for week number 4's premiere. We have the leaderboard for all of you guys to go ahead and witness, and right now Glenwood stands on top of that leaderboard, 77 points in the lead after that victory royale. Close behind is St. Joseph's though with 62 points. The CBK Knights 56 points, making themselves the top 3 over there. Hillcrest find themselves in 4th with 52, and Delta Park match that as well for 5th place. And the talk of the town right now is that our past 3 weeks leaders down all the way in 10th place. Just an off day perhaps. We'll see how it goes for game number 2, but as it stands, Glenwood at the top, 77 points, find themselves here in 1st for week number 4, post game number 1 at least. Remember, we still have an entire 2nd game, ladies and gentlemen, that we are loading into currently, and there was so much action that happened on the west side of that map, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious to see if we get a repeat of that actually happening. We often see deja vu happen here for ASL, but I'm curious to see if that happens again. East side home to a little bit of action in that past one, but I mean, everyone had to move in to the hillside nonetheless. So we'll see exactly what happens. Wonkyland always going to have a drop or two, so we'll see how St. Joseph's and how Dynamica actually make their way through that again, and if they will survive that. And would you look at that, we're starting from the northwestern side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, right over Wonkyland nonetheless, home to all the happiness, all the fun, and all the bloodshed that you can find in chapter 7. Of course, from northwest all the way down to 4 fields. That's what our playing path is going to be. 39 players in this lobby, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah. 2 teams landing Wonky Land almost instantly. Dark Domain being flown over right now. 1 team heading towards Painted Palms. The rest of the players dropping down to New Sanctuary side of things. So we'll see how that plays out. It is going to be Sano and squad landing over here at Wonky Land. And Mr. Fishy dropping immediately to the ones, the onlys, Ty Boss and company. Hillcrest with 1 KP on the board immediately. Iron Pump, though, cannot contend against those Akimbos. And actually, I think, yes, it was. It was 2 shotguns in the inventory over there. An Iron Pump and the Akimbos coming through to go ahead and save the life of Not Nitro. They find themselves now in a 3v1. TRC, though, doing the work to go ahead and knock down Not Nitro. But, I mean, it's a dire situation. And falling down, just like falling down those stairs over there is Not Nitro, will be our first team drop. And once again, always the first bloodshed at Wonkyland. Meanwhile, New Sanctuary, would you look at this? It's the same players that landed Wonkyland last game, and this time around, a completely different change of pace. Glenwood, 2 of their members taken down, Connie and Kyle. It's disastrous landing for them. As Happy Hippo cleans that up, and 2 KP for this duo right now is absolutely phenomenal to start this off. They look for more right now at this point in time. Another team fairly close by over here. I believe it's Volix and Squad. Remember, that's not the full wipe of Glenwood either, ladies and gentlemen. Still have Divine somewhere on this map. Looking for that reset somehow. Some way. Volix, Zero Chill, and Mac right now. Over in New Sanctuary, you can see Divine over on the eastern side. Just above that, Trots and company. Over there as well. Cabo, Soul Spicy, Sanchez landing far side of 4 fields. Isn't Pravan quite centered over there with the team? Lucian over by Squibbly Shores. Zoxy as well over there, just a little bit split. Wonkyland still home over there to Not Nitro and company. And Zayat all the way up. Latte landing, and it's the team that always lands at the Palms once again. Edgemead. It didn't work out for them last game. Let's see if it works out for them in this one. And what a good spread we have on this map right now. You look at the center currently. That's going to be an engagement no matter what. But I mean, the southeastern side, home to a bunch of players. The spread right now on the western and eastern sides of things the center left all the way alone to like 2 or 3 teams max. So, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. As we move over with Monkey King, King Jr., and President Pravan, these guys seem to have the unlucky third party push them constantly. See if they can go ahead as they farm up materials to maybe prevent that from happening this time around. Of course, there is a team fairly close to them in the center over here, but they're moving southeast as well. They know that there are going to be those players that land on the outskirts of the map. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Wednesdays is our Fortnite days over here. And today, a little bit of a different one. Not broadcasting the open here today, ladies and gentlemen. But if you do want to go ahead and check out those open scores, head on over to schools.acgl.gg/ASL. And in fact, you'll see an entirely new leaderboard on the main page for Fortnite that shows the top 5 teams, I believe, post-week. So those will be updated. You'll go ahead and see the total scores of our top 5. And if you want to see more teams where they've come into the leaderboards, you can go click on it and you'll see everyone that's competed. Right now, unfortunately, Select Graph being knocked. Evan going to get that quick res off, however. Even dropping that medkit, but oh no, the rock breaks down. Breaking those rocks down, and on the height, looking for that confirmation right now is Typo and company. Don't know why you would try to stick that res over here, Evan, but tries to do so and pays the price for it. As Aska pushing in with that overdrive grenades. Shock waving in Trots as well. 40 HP on Trots, however. They need so much heals over here to go ahead and top back up. Pops one splash and mantles up all the way to go ahead and get the advantage. Scar getting a big shot on Aska, but also deceiving one as well. As the fancy footwork coming through from Scar, a sliver of HP. What's that? 2 HP? Gets a little bit of a heal up right now. And it's coming through so quickly from Typo. The Chell from Scar on height, just like Lion King. Now there is coming through onto Aska over there. What a reset for Scar, but I don't think it's going to be much of a reset. He's going towards Zero Chill, Volix, and Mac, who are currently leaving the new Sanctuary side of things, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, look at that eastern side. That's Edgemead going to be meeting up with another team. That is Happy and Enzyme. And can they have a redemption for week number 4? That first game not going the way that they wanted to. Mika, purple pistol in hand right now. Focusing Enzyme with Hippo that close left. I mean, you got to be wondering what's happening over here for week number 4 for them. The awareness might not just be all there. Maybe the hands are cold for Edgemead. Is now pushing in. Breaks down the little floor over there, but a cone to go ahead and prevent more shots coming through. Mika trying to build all the way up right now. 83 shield and 100 HP, so doing quite healthy still. Dragon a full 200 HP. Pushing in Happy. Hippo with the Chell, but Dragon barely surviving that with 5 HP. Mika over there to go ahead and get that confirmed as well on Happy. Hippo Enzyme now as the solo. Unfortunately, going to be taken out nonetheless. And first 4 KP come through cleanly for Edgemead over here. And already a better start from last game. They only had 2 in that last one. So we'll see what they can do with this 4. Will they be able to snowball through this and get more KP, get a better positioning over here? As Mika just completely even missed with that splash over there, not getting the full value of it. Skyline deploy is coming through as well, so they're looking for the rotate as the zone moves around Dark Dominion and Battlewood Boulevard. A couple teams over by Battlewood Boulevard as well. And up tied home to a team in the Storm as well on the western side. CBK being the team over here on the south side of Battlewood Boulevard, ladies and gentlemen. And we called this the Boulevard of Broken Bodies last week, with the amount of bloodshed that had occurred. You can go ahead and walk that lonely road all you want, but it's not a lonely time right now as Mac, Zero Chill, and Volix also over here in the Boulevard. Uzumaki with a good loader over here, has the gauntlets, has the golden iron pump shotgun, just farming up metal right now for this end game. And talk about the end game at Storm number 3, that's because these teams lost out until then, so it's gonna be a game for the ages every single time here on ASL. And if you want more information about ASL, and of course what it leads up to, that LAN later this year, AGC, then go ahead and check out schools.acgl.gg. Check out all the ACGL sites. get all the information that you need. Got a couple of slices of pizza in the inventory to go ahead and heal up, and still the last one over here, doing everything that they can to survive through this. I'm gonna go ahead and get a refresh on ammo on builds, but close behind. Shotgunned in the back, and oh my god, what a spray coming through. Taking out 31 HP right now, and eventually taken out by Typo and company as they get themselves a third bit of KP, finally chasing down the last runner from that earlier battle and getting it on board. But look who's approaching to Sus Studios right now, close by as well. Edgemead looking to do everything that they can to have a bit better of a game as that Skyline deployer now coming in. And the push in from Mika right now. Shotgun shot is going to go ahead and connect over there. Overdrive grenades being popped from both sides as Aska making his way across this little lake. Spray coming through from AWAC, cracks the opponent through the sky. As we see another Skyline deploy come through from Mika, I believe. Now, and I actually changed the mind on this push in. Backing back up to the lakeside over here, and in fact chasing down into the storm over here. Trots doing all that they can to survive. Dragon, our one-man army of last week, doing enough damage over there. And in fact, Trots may go down to the storm. Will eventually do so. Looking to get that full confirm. You can see even giving up over there, dropping all the weapons. Nothing they can do in that deep storm over there. It's going to take us down to 30 players. 11 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Storm number 4. Grimy getting a big surprise over from the ceiling. Don't check your attics. It is a harder show. Is Frosty going to be up there living for God knows how long? Sergeant Knox, though, close by. Eventually taken down is Frosty by Not Nitro, and the full cleanup from Ty Boss over there to get themselves a bit more KP on the board. A total of 5 right now as we get our top 10 teams. 28 of the best school players in this Fortnite map, and it's only Storm number 4. Bodies dropping left, right, and center. Oh no, Connie not checking behind. Leads to Soul Spicy getting a cheeky little shotgun shot off, but not enough to go ahead and confirm anything. And Connie's bullets coming out. The overdrive grenade as well. Decent spray over there from the SMG to go ahead and land the hit, but I mean, SMG at that range not going to do too much as the chase from Sanchez coming through right now, and with a combat assault rifle looking to do a little bit more drops off the ledge over there at the last second to get the horizontal push from that. Kyle and Connie right now both trying to survive. Connie's so low on HP. Kyle just trying to move it like this is Madagascar. Sanchez getting stuck up in the stairs over there, and Connie once again back in the storm right now. But healed up fully. Even going to take a couple minis right now to get back into the fray. Habo looking to just go ahead and play off of the storm or into the storm over here. Mending machines up close. Looking to maybe even buy it all out. AWAC in that kill feed takes down Blake. CBK being challenged over there. Sanchez looking to make a challenge over here on Connie, but Connie dropping down ever so quickly. Almost like falling into the sewer system of these builds and just turning around the entire team. Somehow Khabo one shot as well in that situation. Now we're going to see some deployers come through. Mac even dropping in that kill feed. The Dragon and company. Oh my god. Connie didn't even leave. Connie baited that out so hard over there. And took down Sanchez. Divine now in the fray as well. Habo a total of 80 HP, and majority of that is in the shields as well. No HP, and what's concerning is that Habo was right by the mending machine over there. And even used it to a certain point. And it's still so low. Divine playing in the storm, however. And look who's on the other side. Not Nitro and company. As they see this entire battle come through. All of these builds at the gas station. And they got to be wondering why the prices are all the way up. And why people are fighting over it. Divine slowly making their way now towards the safety of the zone. And look where that zone is. Actually, can we get a look at that minimap? I would love to see where players are currently. Oh, a lot of teams on the southern side as We are going to get a circle by the lake. Harbor down to 3. How are you alive right now is my question. And Minnie's getting popped right now as well. 53 total HP in a top 10 team situation is absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at these bulls at the gas station as well. Farming a little bit more mats off of that tree as well. Zayat and Flicks on the height. Just overlooking all of this, ladies and gentlemen, as the circle finally closing in. CBK finally moving into the safety of the zone right now. Zone moving to the south side. That's insane. Fortnite so cruel with these zones. As they're now going to go ahead and reward these teams on the southern side. Engi getting shot down. Uzumaki 16 HP. Still healthy on the shields, however. Vox goes down over there, I believe. Typo somehow still in the storm, just chilling. I don't think Typo has moved, by the way. Typo is playing hide and seek and is sticking to it. That is dedication right there. Now finally, gonna start moving, and horrible time to start moving. Zone is ticking and moving again. In fact, that damage gonna go up very soon one more time. Zayat and Flick still on the height over here. They just pretend to be an antenna tower. Not only giving signals to each other, but signaling when to do that 3, 2, 1 countdown that we've seen them do as a duo multiple times. Reboot. Going off very close as well as Zayat and Flicks now start to move. CBK still on that hill as well. Reboot coming through. Maybe a 3, 2, 1 over here from Tybos and company on Mika. And Mika surfing the skies right now. And somehow still alive. Edgemead get their third back into the fray. Lucian and Trissy in this house still. Hearing that reboot go through, and they're like, eventually time will come for when we need to push and fight. And that time may be very soon, because the time is ticking down for storm number 6. 13 seconds as everyone moving in right now. You can see our winners of the previous game setting up their little estate on the lakeside over here, on the riverside. Zero Chill looks to be the last alive over there. And now having to have a little bit of chill. Monkey King taken down. Aska falling as well over there. And Zero Chill gonna walk away with a bit of KP. President Pravan moving in. The president falls, unfortunately. And look who's pushing up closer to this riverside right now. It is Edgemead one more time, but look at that minimap. I want you to note that house has so much players on it currently. Tybos and company just walk through, but somehow Lucian is still in this building somewhere. With Trissy, CBK is still behind on that mountainside. And now finally, Lucian spotted out in the little stores over here. Gets taken down. Nitro, gonna get that confirmed. Get the siphon as well. Trissy, now having to survive. Has a slurp fish and a box of pizza as well. Overdrive grenade does get popped. And looking to play this little Oasis side of things. Kyle and Connie, both down. I believe Kyle actually gets confirmed over there. Divine, last alive. 149 HP. Top 9 teams. 14 players. As Edgemead finding their flow and letting it flow. Getting eliminations at kill feed. CBK Uzumaki though. Found out right now. Flicks taking those shots as a duo still. Taking those chells. Uzumaki building up. Only 59 bulls remain though, so has to go easy on it over here and has to make a rotational play. 7 uses on those gauntlets means that it's going to be a little bit tough to get to a position that you want. But now looking to maybe play off of the other battles that are happening. Speaking of battles, Dragon gets 1. Engi falling, and that leaves CBK in a horrible situation as Uzumaki now most likely the last alive in that situation. Divine falling finally as our winners of the previous game now fully confirmed. Glenwood out in the top 6 situation. And all the way on height. Edgemead find their footing one more time. Zero Chill trying to take that height with the gauntlets. And a heavy chunk of damage done to Zero Chill. Now being pushed by Edgemead to go ahead and finalize that as we get down to our top 5. More eliminations coming through. Zayt and Flicks trying to take the hill behind. try to get ahead of the movement of the zone, and that zone will move one more time as we do reach zone number 8, ladies and gentlemen. 95 builds left here on Dragon and taking the height one more time. Uzumaki still somehow, some way, still alive in the situation. As Mika, pistol in hand, golden pistol, I should say, hits Ty Boss quite heavily over there. And Ty Boss eventually falling down to Mika. And this is disastrous for Grimy and for Nitro. As now they have to play amongst all these other teams, having to shockwave and leave that height. For the ones who always seem to find it when they find their flow. And this would be an ultimate redemption for Edgemead as Zayat finally goes down over there. Flicks playing this brick wall. And the zone now putting so much pressure on all of our players. Top 3 situation. Grimy eventually knocked over there. Zayat taken down as well. Flicks the last alive for his team. You can hear those overdrives going through. Mika spotting out Flicks over there, dealing a tremendous amount of damage. Grimy finally going to bleed out. Leaving, I believe that there's just one left for that team as well. And it is going to be Tybots. Yes, Tybots spotted out though, however. SMG spray is going to take them down low. And eventually taken down by AWAC. It's a 3v1 and Flicks is the one, ladies and gentlemen. 96 HP and a dream, getting that second place over here and eventually taken down. Edgemead somehow, someway find their footing for game number 2. And they lock in enough to go ahead and get 17 eliminations, which will most likely put them back on top with that victory royale. A very rotational game for game number 2 over there. So many mobility items being used. We're getting that leaderboard set up for you guys now, ladies and gentlemen. But this is our day today. I know, a very short day, a very short stream. 2 games of Premier Division coming through, and it's been absolutely insane. Game number 1, of course, Glenwood doing a phenomenal job of winning that out. 77 points. Getting as much points as they possibly can. Not as much kills as they would have liked, I'm sure. 6 eliminations. But still they find themselves on top with a decent point lead against St. Joseph's in second. Game number 2, a completely different vibe over there. That felt more methodical. That felt more rotational. That felt as if these players were trying to focus more on the utility in the back pocket that they had and trying to always keep that stashed over there. We saw so many overdrives go through. We saw so many Skyline deployers go through. We saw so many gauntlets being played in game number 2. And it leads eventually to the most rotational final zones that we've seen in ASL. We've seen teams just chill it out in bushes, in buildings over there towards the end, trying to play out those placement points instead of those KPs. And it eventually leads to Edgemead taking high ground as they do, and then just focusing their ones, target prioritization coming through, and they get the victory royale with 17 eliminations. Don't know where that number came from, but it somehow happened. So we'll have to see what the leaderboard looks like. But guys, this is term number 2, by the way. This has been going on for an entire term earlier this year. And all of this leading to a LAN later this year. And everyone wants to have that crown on their head as we get to that top points of the leaderboard, as we get to the time of year where esports for ASL is at its peak, as we get to that LAN environment. Because it's been going on for a couple of years right now. It's been absolutely phenomenal each of those times. And personally, I've got to meet most of these schools, battle it out live, not just against other schools, but also against the professionals. That's the beauty of AGC. It's the school kids, it's the pros, it's them battling it out against each other, and not just Fortnite, so many different titles. And go check out information at schools.acgl.gg/ASL or just schools.acgl.gg in general. But I have found out that we have the leaderboard ready, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look at those points, and Edgemead in first now, 127 points. Glenwood still up in that top over there. That's insane. You got to think about it. They were in 10th place, ladies and gentlemen, and they boosted themselves up to first currently. But Glenwood not far behind. They showed that the Titans can bleed, And they stick with their second over there, 118 points, with a 4-point difference over third being Hillcrest High, 114. CBK find themselves in that fourth place, just breaking that 100-point barely with 102. And Eden Glen just finding that 100-point mark for fifth place. That's Prem leaderboard for week number 4, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, shout out to everyone in the chat who showed up fairly late for the Prem division over here to go ahead and cheer on their players, cheer on the schools, and absolutely hype up for this week number 4. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I know a shorter broadcast for this week, but we should be back to it maybe next week. Who knows? All I'm saying is you guys have to show up here for ASL, because this happens every single Wednesday. And with term number 2 being this lit for both the Open and the Prem division, you got to ask yourself the question, who wants to wear gold on their head the most? But for now, I'm going to leave this over here. It's been your boy, the Blackheart Ayard, over for ASL. Shout out Broadcast as well for making it an absolute blast. And go check out again, scores.acgl.gg for those Open division scores that we didn't actually broadcast. So a little bit of a surprise over there. But for this right now, for ASL, for week number 4 of Fortnite, we will bid you a very warm, stay warm out there, it's very cold, a very warm rest of your evening. Bye for now.